My name is Nazish Khan and I am an intern at ubAdvocate. Today I'll be speaking on the topic right to privacy as a fundamental right and the threats posed by technology to the right of privacy. According to the Black's Law Dictionary, privacy means the right to be let alone, the right of a person to be free from any unwarranted publicity, the right to live without any unwarranted interference by the public in matters with which the public is not necessarily concerned. The right to privacy is a general term which encompasses various rights in itself. Mostly all the nations recognize the right to privacy explicitly in their constitution. In countries like United States, Ireland and India, where the right is not explicitly mentioned in the constitution, it is an inherent part of some other provisions. Fundamental rights are basic rights that every human being is entitled to, and such rights should be present with every citizen of the country along with appropriate remedies. Article 21 of the Constitution of India states that no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law. The scope of Article 21 has been widened over the years to interpret that the term life includes all aspects of life that makes a person's life meaningful, complete as well as worth living. In a recent landmark judgment, K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India, the right to privacy undeniably attained the status of a fundamental right, and hence it will retain its status amongst the golden trinity of Article 14 right to equality, Article 19 right to freedom, as well as Article 21 right to life and personal liberty. The 9-judge bench of the Supreme Court unanimously held that the right to privacy was a constitutionally protected right in India, and it was an intrinsic part of the right to life and personal liberty under Article 21. The right to privacy was reinforced by the concurring opinions of the judges who recognized that the right to privacy includes autonomy over personal decisions, as in beef consumption, bodily integrity as in reproductive rights, and protection of personal information as in the privacy of health records. It was also recognized that this right is not absolute, as is the case with all the other rights as well, but allowed for restrictions where it was provided by law corresponding to a legitimate aim of the state and proportionate to the objective which it seeks to achieve. This case expands freedom of expression by recognizing right to privacy as an independent right that can be enforced as against a right that is available only as far as it impacts constitutionally guaranteed freedom. It provides for the protection of freedom of expression by recognizing rights, example, right against arbitrary and unregulated state surveillance, the right to express one's sexual orientation, religious expressions, data protection, so on and so forth. This decision also has the effect of establishing a binding precedent within its jurisdiction. The technological era that we are presently in has its own advantages as well as limitations. While on the positive side, the world has become more open in the sense of communication at the national level as well as international level, the flip side is that the technological era has brought in a new ethical and juridical problems. Some challenges that pose as the greatest threat to the right to privacy in the present times are telephone tapping. This constitutes a grave invasion to the right to privacy. Telephonic conversation amounts to the exercise of the right to freedom of speech and expression of a person, which is protected by Article 19, Clause 2. Telephone tapping is allowed in India in Section 5, Clause 2 of the Telegraph Act 1885, but only under special circumstances. Data protection in the telecom sector. The right to privacy refers to the specific right of an individual to control the collection, usage, as well as disclosure of personal information. This personal information could be in any form: family records, educational records, medical records, communications, financial records, etc. The Information Technology Act 2000 was enacted to provide a comprehensive regulatory environment for e-commerce. Section 69 of the Act empowers the controller to direct any government agency to intercept any information that has been transmitted through any computer resource. It also requires that the users either disclose the encryption keys or face imprisonment for up to 7 years. Section 72 is the only express provision in the Act that is connected with privacy and breach of confidentiality. Real-time tracking. Nowadays, the GPS or global positioning system tracking is one of the most common ways for tracking vehicles. Although it is a great technology, it is quite possible that a person's right to privacy may be violated during the process, as this technology provides ample information after examining the activities of a person. Hence, it would not be wrong to say that the GPS tracking is a double-edged sword having both positive and negative aspects. UIDAI or Unique Identification Authority of India. UIDAI is a body of the government which works as a issuing authority of UID to every person. A UID or unique identity card is an identity used by the UIDAI to provide a unique identity to every person after obtaining his personal information, that is fingerprints, iris pattern, name, address, date of birth, etc. This includes the personal biometric information, hence it can be considered as the most private information of any individual. A bill was introduced in 2010 to lift the confidentiality of the biometrics information, allowing it to be shared in the interest of national security. Though privacy should be protected in every aspect like the other fundamental rights, the right to privacy is also subject to reasonable restrictions that can be imposed by the government under special circumstances. With this, I would like to conclude my topic. Thank you.